is called Fuhrer, his Mädchen, and the Fuhrer. It was Sunday morning. My Mädchen didn't have to go to school. It was late, this musty day in October, only one day after my little daughter's birthday. And she was angry because I wouldn't let her celebrate last night with her school friends. She didn't hear the noises I heard on the streets of our Berlin town. She didn't understand why her father would stop her from celebrating. I know my family loved the wealth we've had since my little girl's birth, but I had a sinking feeling things were about to turn. I took the train to my office Friday night because of the chaos outside. My Mädchen didn't understand why I went out and she had to stay in. But being outside, I watched brick bombs break windows, setting stores ablaze before synagogues were engulfed in flames. I know she didn't understand, so I took my wife and daughter on a trip that early Saturday morning, and we slowly stared at the smoldering synagogues and shattered storefronts scattered on the streets of Berlin. But I pray this predatory destruction we saw that day does not mean we should fear for our lives or for our religion. I know my daughter's birthday makes her a Scorpio, and I know the scorpion is a predator. I just hope my beautiful little girl, like the beauty of Scorpio, knows that her fierce independence and passionate resourcefulness must save her from our Fuhrer that we've unwittingly pledged our allegiance to. For this unwarranted destruction is a frightful sign of things to come. I'm going to have to change it so it sounds a little more upbeat, raise my voice for, well, it's about different forms of independence, so I don't know if this is independence for oppression or sexism or kidnapping or what. I take this however you want. This one is called Of Independence or Freedom. So, it seems you cram us in here like we're sardines. How many of us have you crammed in here before you sent us on our way? Strap us in, make sure we don't get any strange ideas of independence or freedom, because really, you wouldn't want us to think for ourselves. Strap us in, compartmentalize us, but the thing is, you thought I was just like everyone else, that I'd just sit back and take it. These sardines around me seem totally complacent. What have you told them to make them so subservient? Well, maybe you didn't get it before, but I'll take a sledgehammer to your plans. I'll shatter that glass ceiling and that two-way mirror you see us through. I don't care what you think, where you think you're taking us, and I no longer care if you're taking us away. I didn't sign up for this ride, and being crammed in here, it's making me nauseous. Don't make me throw up before I start my revolt. Because whether or not you think we're sardines and want to cram us away like we're nothing, well, just remember, I'm bigger than my ego lets on. And I'll take makeshift out of anything that I can at any time to try to break free of what you think we should be. My mouth is getting really dry, and I think that means it's time for me to do my next poem, which is titled Xerostomia. And I've got to arrange this so I'll be able to see and read. It basically means dry mouth, but
Means what?
basically means having a dry mouth.
Oh, okay.
Xerostomia. So I thought, I'm like, well, I feel like I've got a dry mouth. I guess I should read this poem. This is called Xerostomia. I just had to have that tie with you. I would draw your face because we're apart. I need to solve my xerostomia. So finally, when I got the chance, I took your photo in that crowded room. I know I'm looking at all these things. I know I will never meet you, but I needed proof that you were real. And this photo is proof. This is truth. This photo is certainty. I developed the film. I dodged and burned out all the people around you who didn't matter. Ancillary people. Nobodies to me. I started printing your image on black and white paper, and everything will be crystal clear when you're in black and white, I'm thinking, right? They say I need independence from you, but I made more prints. I bumped up the contrast, and I reduced you to mere two-tone prints. I scattered your image everywhere I could, until all I saw were images of you. All I saw were replicas of you. And I stared at copies of your face, and I wasn't free. And that's when I realized I forgot the substance of what you mean to me. I should have taken a picture of you guys. My last one for you guys this evening, thank you very much. I know I'll have pictures to clean up. Is called Utopia Never Happened. The last thing I remembered was making a left-hand turn at the car intersection in the middle of nowhere. There was no one for miles, but suddenly I saw an oncoming car careening straight toward me. All I could do was slam on the brakes and brace for impact. But I woke up in a strange bed, and I could hear health monitors. I think I was in a hospital room, but I had no idea where I was. I was mortified. I rubbed my temple. I feel okay, maybe bruised. So I don't know why I was here. And the last thing I wanted was doctors I didn't know telling me that I couldn't leave and leaving me trapped like a prisoner. I've been trapped like this before. I know this feeling all too well. I just wanted to be free. I worked all my life to gain my independence and stand up for myself and do what was right. And there was no way I was going to be placed in a straitjacket and trapped in a hospital again. I was better than this. I had to be. I rubbed my temple as I carefully walked to the closed door until the door opened. A man saw me and smiled. "I'm glad to see you're doing well," he said, smiling. And as I felt my blood begin to boil, I said, "Where am I?" And he could tell from my tone that I shouldn't be reckoned with, so he laid it all out for me. You got away from other people when you were with your car, but you were knocked out from the crash. The driver from the other car didn't make it, so we flew you here. You see, we've watched your work. You've got a lot of talents, and we've seen you fight every step of the way whenever you've tried to accomplish your goals. I think you understand how unfair the government could be, and we know you understand how those with the government's mentality may use any tactic other than reason to stop you as well. So we thought we'd save you from that, where you could work with your mind and be respected again. I stared at him, but I think he saw that the look in my eye turned from an indicting stare to an incredulous gaze before I looked away in disgust. I can tell you aren't interested, but others like you around the world got fed up with fighting a system that they couldn't beat. I had to stop him. "Where am I? My tone was almost threatening. We flew you to an island that no radar can detect, because here you can work and you won't be stopped. I was able to work before, I answered. And how many hoops did you have to jump through to do it? He answered, which stopped me enough to think about all I fought in my life, and it was usually all to no good. We've seen your work, he started to say, now more relaxed than before. And because of that, we started an account for you, for all the good you've done and never been paid for before. You can stay here with us, with other minds open and eager to listen. I stared for a moment, knowing I was taken here, but wondering if there was any truth to what he was saying. And maybe, once you see people here, maybe you'll see everyone here is worthy of respect. He waited for me to interject. I thought about the goals I had accomplished, and then I thought about all I had to fight to get anything done. I didn't interject. You could stay here as my guest, but I think you'll be interested in looking forward to being here on your own. You'll be able to work at what you need to do, and you'll be paid well for your work. He paused again. But you need rest. Please sleep, and we'll talk in the morning. And with that, he left the room. I slowly sat down on my bed again. In a way, it sounded like it could be a dream come true, being free from suppressing forces, having true independence to live the way I was meant to. I rubbed my temple again as I lay down in the bed. I was brought here against my will, but wait a minute. Could this be an intellectual utopia? All I could think was that this could be my chance to live with others from around the world that came together to this one sacred place where our independent wills actually brought us all together to be smarter, stronger, and more free. I closed my eyes. I don't know how long my eyes were closed, but when I opened my eyes, I was in my own bed with my fingers still at my temple. Wait a minute, I knew this couldn't be a dream, but here I am. And after I'm sure I've heard this man's words, I don't want to believe that this respect, this freedom, this independence, this utopia, I can't believe that all of this, that this never happened. I want to believe that this respect, this freedom, this independence, I want to believe that this utopia is just waiting for me to find it. Thank you. Thank you.
Professionally done
And lots of papers.
oh well.
I'm looking through my old photo things. I'm like, who do I have that could be a good person that I've just got their photo of?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait.
It's Mike's heart. It's Mike's heart. So thank you, Janet, very much. And Janet will be at Half Price Books for next Wednesday. It's open theme.
For new releases?
She'll be there. 5,555 North Lamar from 1 to 3. Half Price Books, a really friendly venue.
2 new book releases and possibly other book releases as well, and thank you very much for that.
You're most welcome. Thanks for being.
Thank you.
You're fine.